Okay, so a lot of articles today. I'm gonna try. There's six. I'm gonna try to show you how, in my opinion, all of these are linked in one way, shape, or form. And the first one is from Fox News. The U.S. commits to shutting down its coal plants during the COP28. Okay, so the Biden administration is pushing forward with the green agenda, and here's John Kerry promising that America will shut down coal plants all throughout the United States. And Joe Biden went further and said that all coal plants will be shut down, even though the United States has. It's a report from the Department of Energy. Since 2020, in 2022, the U.S. burned less coal, less than half the amount of coal than it did in 2008. And here is another article from Fox News. The UN delegates circulate petition to shut down the U.S. natural gas production as the global climate summit kicks off. So this woman and this senator from Massachusetts, Ed Markey, Democrat from Massachusetts, they send a letter to the United States, to the lawmakers of the U.S. and other countries, to pushing to shut down natural gas production. And the reason why that's idiotic and stupid, and it goes to show that their goal isn't really to reduce climate emissions, is because natural gas production was looked at as a good thing for a long time because it was cleaner than burning coal. And currently, most of the emissions, about 70% of it, comes from China. It's not even the US. But it goes to show that these people are just full of crap. And this article points out that a lot of dark money is funded to a lot of these these climate activists that go around Europe and the United States, bitching and complaining and you know annoying everybody about big oil. But a lot of them are being funded by money that's nobody really seems to know where it's coming from. There's been Chinese billionaires that have pledged money to a lot of green energy movements, and there's also been billionaires in America like Bill Gates and George Soros and what's his name, the billionaire, the mini Mike Bloomberg, that have donated a lot of money for these uh, environmental causes. And another way that they want to use to, sorry about the noise in the background, it's family. Another way that they want to make sure that the United States and a lot of powerful countries in the West do what these radical environmentalists want them to do, is by suing the United States. This article is titled, "Is the Paris Climate Agreement Legally Binding?" And what it basically points out that small countries, these little small weak countries in the United Nations that are part of the Paris Climate Agreement, can supposedly they can sue countries like the United States for not doing their part to reduce emissions. Even though it's ridiculous because the United States, as I said before, is reducing the amount of coal it burns, the amount of oil it extracts, and it leads the world in green technology and heavily pushing towards the green agenda. But that's not enough for these people. They really want to break the backs of, not just the American people, but general blue collar people. And in my opinion, it links to these last two articles that I have right here. This guy, Jared Joseph Powell, is suspected to be the Los Angeles serial killer, the guy that's been going around shooting homeless people. And there's another guy, I'm not saying he did it, he hasn't been convicted of it, but there's another guy in Las Vegas who they think might be the same person, who killed another 5 people in Las Vegas, also homeless people. And technically it's a mass shooting, but they're not going to call it a mass shooting. Why? Because the suspect is using a pistol. The victims are homeless people, you know, and the main suspect is black. So it's not going to make national news. And it's unfortunate because if you ask me, the most vulnerable people in the world is kids and homeless people. Why? Because a lot of people openly say that they would rather have less homeless people, you know, what by any means, sometimes they say it. And, these are the results of these ridiculous uh, climate change agreements that we're getting ourselves into. They make it more difficult to pay your electric bills, to pay for gas, to build homes, to heat up your homes, and this is the result. People are no longer able to afford a home, and they're on the streets, and they're becoming. Once people see them on the street, they and even me, I see homeless people, and I would rather not see them, and it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, they are people. And when crimes are committed against homeless people, it's almost as if they're looked at as second class citizens. The pick yourself up by the bootstrap is the type of thing that a lot of people want to tell them, but it's not all their fault, in my opinion. I used to think that it was, but at this point, I don't think it's all their fault anymore. It's these ridiculous laws and these ridiculous agreements that we've agreed to, and I think it's one of the main reasons why homeless people are where they are. And the last video shows a panga boat filled with suspected illegal immigrants land on Malibu coast. And immigrants going from on boat from one country to another, that's the type of thing you would see in North Africa. North Africans getting on a boat and landing in Italy or France and Spain. But now, since the border is so wide open, you're seeing it here in America, in Malibu of all places, where a bunch of A-list celebrities live. DiCaprio, what's her name? The woman from The Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep, they live there. And now it's on their doorstep. And again, I think it has to do with the same people in the UN forcing third world countries to abide by their dumb rules of shutting down production of coal, shutting down production of oil, shutting down the production of food. And these people basically have no choice but to move somewhere else. And that's why I've made videos before where I say we should just get rid of all immigrants. That's me just getting emotional because of what's happening on in this country, but things are going on in other countries. Do I think we should still deport most of them? Yes, I do. But we need to recognize that America is not the only target. Maybe it's the main target, but it's not the only target. There's other countries and a lot of other places that are being targeted by the same idiots that are in power in the UN, in the EU, and maybe even BRICS. BRICS, in my opinion, it's probably a good thing to split the amount of power that the United States. I do think the United States and the United Nations has too much power, so BRICS in a way might be a good thing. But if it becomes too powerful, it's going to go in the same direction that the United Nations is going into. It's going to take advantage of how well things are going to be going for them, and I do think they're going to do very well. I think Putin's very smart. I think Xi Jinping is very smart. Who else is in it? I think Lula's pretty smart guy. They're surrounding themselves with very smart, very powerful people in BRICS, and it might go in the same direction that the UN did. And I'm not in favor of countries that are very far away from each other making these kinds of pacts, because they never seem to make the right choices for the people. They make the right choices for themselves. And I think all of these stories are tied together, because now because of so much immigration coming into the United States, a lot of them are living on the streets, and a lot of them are getting hurt, being raped, being robbed, being murdered on the streets. And it's because very powerful people are forcing them to move to other countries. If it, maybe not with a gun in their head, but by the policies that they pass. But anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and Clarence Thomas might be getting targeted to be removed. One of his friends is being subpoenaed. It's been voted by the Democratic Party, by the Senate-led Democratic Party. So he might be getting targeted. They might be trying to remove him pretty soon. So make sure you call your senator and tell them not to remove Clarence Thomas, because he is the only good justice in the Supreme Court. He's the only one with any kind of ball. So make sure you try to do your best to keep him around. But anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Almost forgot. God damn it. Sorry. Merch. Finally. Merch. You could get these hats, these shirts, these cups, these hoodies, and you could change the color. I'm going to get this white hat in red and black. But yeah, new merch. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later. The link's in the bottom of the video. See you later.